All right, guys, what's up? This is William with fitnessforbackpain.com. Got Stuart McGill's brand new book he just released in, I believe it was September, called Back Mechanics. Stuart McGill is an awesome, world-renowned back pain specialist. Everything I talk about, everything I practice and use on myself is from him, and just so everything I talk about today is really from experience, from reading this book and doing things before I even picked up this book, just from my own research and my experimentation that I've done on my back over the past 4 or 5 years. So I'm gonna give you, just to save some time, I'm gonna give you some short I want to unbox the book, basically kind of show you what you're going to get in this relatively short and sweet book, and trying to take up too much of your time. I'm not gonna be able to go through everything, but definitely the highlights of it I will kind of go over and talk about it briefly. So this is it. Back Mechanic, Stuart McGill, awesome stuff. Very, very, very easy to read compared to his old stuff, or older stuff that he has that I have a copy of. This is a lot easier to read. It's designed and written for the average person. Kind of breaking into the book, it kind of goes into myth busting and a lot of the things that doctors talk about and specialists will talk about when it comes to fixing back pain, and he busts a lot of these myths that kind of go down in that industry and what people are being told about their back that really isn't true. Next kind of goes into the basic anatomy of the spine, anatomy of sciatica and issues and loading, why we are hurting our back from common lifting, stuff like that, disc herniation, sciatica, loading during exercise and stuff like that we're really kind of messing ourselves up doing. Then it kind of goes into getting into your self-assessment. A lot of guidelines. He kind of breaks it down actually before you get into the nitty gritty of it. Is like 10 guidelines to follow when it comes to finding what's wrong with your back, fixing your back, and then kind of keeping a healthy back. There's really 10 things you got to make sure you're doing. He goes over all those. Getting into the actual meat of the book, he talks about finding your pain triggers. This whole section is literally about breaking your pain down, finding out what's wrong with it, why is it hurting, why is your back hurt when you sit too much, why is your back hurting when you squat or when you deadlift, or when you bend over or when you lean back or when you twist, whatever it may be. He talks about your pain triggers here, how to find them, and kind of how to label them as far as writing them down and figuring out and building a hypothesis about your back that you can use later. The next kind of chapter goes into the things that make your back feel good, so that the things that will help bring relief. He kind of puts you through some tests of self-tests you can do on your own that will help you kind of find out and nail down some of the things that you may be doing wrong that you can start doing right to kind of help your back in those areas. Then it kind of goes into just basic everyday good spine hygiene, man. Things that we mess up daily. Man, this one here blew my mind. The whole sneezing thing. Reading that and changing how simply I just was sneezing really did revolutionize my back pain, especially when it comes to dealing with back pain and things like lifting or vacuuming or just simply something as simple as sneezing. It's actually pretty crazy. Cool thing is, my favorite part about the book, again, is each section is super easy to read. It's kind of almost like a step-by-step guideline to building a strong back, a pain-free back. A lot of the issues that we are taught in the fitness industry is wrong, such as how to do things, how to correct issues that you have when it comes to back pain. And he goes into it. He gives you very specific, basic core exercises that you need to do to build the core endurance, not the core strength, but the core endurance your spine needs for stability. And he goes over all of them. And there's 3 basic ones: the McGill Crunch, the bird dog, and what I call the rolling plank. I think he calls it the rolling plank as well. And tons of different variations, man, from super basic to more advanced. He goes over all these things, kind of speed ups, things that you shouldn't really do. A lot of things that we do, like such as yoga moves and things that we are stretching our lower back out, which we really shouldn't be doing. He talks about why you shouldn't do that. Going into it, boom, he's showing you some core exercises, going a little bit more further advanced into the core exercise programs that he kind of gives out. And it's just overall an amazing book. If you have any kind of back pain, you've got to get this book. I mean, if you're a teacher, if you are a personal trainer, if you are just the average person like me who does not like doctors and believes that we can do our own stuff, I'm a little bit more advanced. I use a lot of his techniques to teach on my blog. Again, fitnessforbackpain.com. I've used his stuff for years. It has tremendously helped me in my recovery from my back, as well as now when I'm trying to work through stuff now. It's really revolutionized my back. Stuart McGill, awesome guy. Check the book out. His stuff is at backfitpro.com. And if you want to read more about the things that I'm doing with this book and techniques just like this and other techniques that I use for my own back pain, check out fitnessforbackpain.com. Again, Back Mechanic, the secret to a healthy spine your doctor isn't telling you. Pick it up. Thumbs up. 5 stars. Stuart McGill is awesome. He knows what he's talking about. Thanks for watching, guys.